Despite being a legendary card, the Ice Wizard is likely one of the weakest wizards in his family, where he only does 69 damage per attack, whereas the Electro Wizard does almost 200 and the regular Wizard does over 234 damage per attack. Not only is the Ice Wizard weaker with his attack, but he also hasn't contributed any spells to the Clash Royale arena like the Electro Wizard and regular Wizard have. For example, the Electro Wizard created the Zap spell and the Lightning spell, and obviously the Fire Wizard created the Fireball. Then the Ice Wizard only created the Freeze spell, which does no damage to any troops or buildings, plus hardly anyone even uses it. So after finally having enough of this, the Ice Wizard finally decided it was time to do something about it. So here is the story on how the Ice Wizard created an entirely new spell inside of the Clash Royale arenas. It was another typical day in the Clash Royale arenas where every single troop was busy rushing around to get to their next battles, or performing some other sort of arena task, such as brewing spells or sharpening swords. Of course, some troops were more busy than others, like for example the Hog Rider, who was one of the fan favorites where he was being used in almost every second battle, or the Barbarians, who were a part of a couple different cards like the Battle Ram, the Barbarian Barrel, the Barb Hut, and the regular Barbarian Squad. And of course, the Wizard and Electro Wizard were hard at work in battle and brewing up spells for the King's use in battles later on. On the contrary though, the Ice Wizard was having a pretty chill day as per usual, where he wasn't being used too much in battles, and he didn't have to brew too many free spells since those weren't being used too much either. The Ice Wizard had a lot of time to sit down and reflect on his state in the arena. He realized that there wasn't anything he could do about getting stronger and dealing more damage. However, he could use his freezing and slowing powers to create a unique spell that could possibly replace some of the Wizard's or Electro Wizard spells. But before he could actually plan anything out or draw anything up on a chalkboard, he was finally called into a battle. Ironically enough though, he was only there because it was a draft challenge and the two kings were forced to use him. The battle took place on the very peak of the Frozen Peak arena, and naturally during the draft, the Wizard was selected over the Ice Wizard since he was so much more powerful and recently even got a buff. So throughout the battle, everything went normally, but then at some point, halfway through the battle, the Ice Wizard got extremely angry over the fact that everyone preferred his two wizard brothers over him. He wasn't sure why this anger was just hitting him, but then he realized that he was standing in the middle of a rage spell. Then while still standing inside that rage spell, the Ice Wizard saw the Fire Wizard approaching him on the other side of the bridge. The Ice Wizard knew that he would almost always lose this battle, and knowing this enraged him even more. So mixed with the rage spell and also drawing all his ice powers from the Frozen Peak itself, he was able to summon up the biggest ice attack ever, and his massive ice attack met the Wizard's Fireball in the middle of the arena. The two forces connected so hard that it caused a massive explosion, and after the smoke finally settled, a gigantic looking snowball had appeared where the attack connected. It turned out that the Ice Wizard's attack completely froze the Wizard's Fireball, and it froze it into a gigantic snowball. The giant snowball was so big that it ended up falling through the wooden bridge that separated the two sides of the arena, and it started to roll down the mountain. The snowball continued to roll, picking up speed and size as it continued its way down the mountain, and the snowball kept rolling faster and faster as it quickly gained on the Clash Royale arenas. All the troops stopped and stared up at the rolling snowball of death, and they all sort of accepted their fate, but right before the snowball was about to hit all of the troops, the Ice Wizard appeared from behind the snowball. He raised his hands and willed the snowball to stop. The Ice Wizard was the only one with the power to control this gigantic snowball and manipulate it to move as he wished. In the same way that the Wizard was able to control his Fireball, and the Electro Wizard controls his electricity. With this new snowball, the Ice Wizard was finally able to feel more accepted in the arena, where the new snowball card was used so much more frequently than he was. So from that point on, the Ice Wizard was able to control and manipulate that giant snowball and use it as a spell where he would launch it from across the arena, hitting tons of troops and slowing them all down inside of battles. All the troops feared this as it was a gigantic snowball just flying right at them. However, it didn't actually do too much damage when it finally did hit. However, the effect of the ice in the snowball did end up slowing down troops whenever they got hit. So anyways, there it is, the origin story of how the newest card in Clash Royale, the Snowball, was created and brought into the world of Clash.